Good morning. It is June 8th, the Daily Echo. This is sort of a follow-up from yesterday's Love is a Verb, but it's a little bit more specific for men and for husbands. And in reading a lot of what Dave Blanchard has said lately, he talked about a partnership and something that we have with our spouses. And I want to relate a few things. I'm actually going to read it, so I'm maybe not looking at the camera, because I think it's important that we understand how we treat our spouses, and particularly how we treat our wives. And as a young man growing up, and even today, I've always had a great example of the way my dad has treated my mom. Dave gives an example of his wife and two experiences. One in which a college friend of her grandson was over for Christmas, and when Dave's wife walked into the room, this young man stood up, showing reverence for women and respect. And she was so overjoyed, she said she wanted to call that young man's mother and congratulate her on what a great young man he was. Another time, she says, was when she was with some young relatives, two boys that drove her home. And she sat in the passenger seat when they got back to her house and waited. And the other boy looked to the other one and said, "I think she's waiting for you to go open her car door." And as this young man walked around the car, he sort of muttered to himself, "I'm not on a date," almost to the point that really upset him that somebody would even expect this of him. And I think that opening a car door is really not about weakness. It's about respect. It's about respecting women, and I think it's so important. But I want to read what he says here. He says, "I often observe how men treat their partners in public. Though often silent, the message rings loud and clear. Many treat their mates as a true partner, someone they admire, reverence, respect, and esteem. With difference, without any complaint, they open doors, walk side by side, or a few inches behind. Their partner is the object of their focus. It is as if they are saying to the world that this is my queen, my love. Isn't she amazing, beautiful, capable, and complete? I adore her. Imagine how valued this woman wife feels." And then he goes on the converse and he says, "Sadly, I also see a few men callously walking ahead with their mate in tow. They enter a theater and walk down a row and sit. It is as if they are saying to their mate, 'Come on, keep up. Don't slow me down.' It is as if they are saying to the world, 'I may be stuck with her tonight, but I am still available,' or 'I'm cool even if she isn't. She used to be beautiful. I'm embarrassed to be with her.' This may seem harsh and it may even offend some. That is not my intent. We would hope that all can become increasingly conscious of their partner's needs." And I know in my own experience, as I said, my father's always shown a tremendous example of how he's always treated my mom. And I thought that I was always doing the same for my wife, Inger. And as I read these words a few weeks ago, I'd really look and think, and I had stopped opening the door because, with kids and so forth and in the busy world. And I had walked ahead of her many times just because she enjoys walking around looking at the nature. And in doing a lot of these things over time, I started to show a lack of respect for the person that I love the most. And I had to catch myself. And I've really tried over the last few weeks. And it's absolutely amazing how these little tiny things not only increase our spouse's love for us, and we're not really trying to do it to get our spouse to love us more, but it's incredible how it allows us to love our spouse even more. So think about this. This is not anything to be real harsh to anybody, but I see it all the time. I very rarely see somebody open up the door for a woman, let alone their spouse or their mother. Look yourself in the mirror, men out there. If you're doing some of these things, smack yourself in the back of the head and get back going again, because it really does make a difference. We'll be back at you tomorrow, starting the week with a great topic. Have a wonderful Sunday with your family. Enjoy one another in those relationships. As always, thanks for taking time to watch. Bye.